A lot of times we'll just start by designing and trying to come up with a starting place. But the starting place was right in front of us, or it was right below us. It's our own feet. This is our guide. This is our design brief, the foot itself. Everybody knows how many muscles, how many tendons and ligaments and bones, but what are they actually doing when you're in motion? Sports Research Lab looked for that, and it wasn't even out there.
It forced us to create a new protocol.
We did come up with a design or a prototype that was a much easier metric for us to measure against. The biggest revelation for us was there was longer ground contact time, so the foot was engaged from heel to toe until almost perpendicular, and then there was liftoff. Then our job was, can we replicate that in a shoe?
This became kind of the metaphor for this notion of more natural movement. This was the very first sample that we took an X-Acto knife and actually cut, because there were already larger flex grooves in here. So we're like, ooh, okay, we'll just cut along those. As soon as you cut it, we were like, oh my gosh, it totally changed the entire feel of the product.
Then the question was like, how many sites? How deep do you go? All that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of trial and error.
This just feels like a very nice modern evolution that feels much purer to some of the original insight.
We're seeing a lot of the same kind of movement we had in the OG, but obviously in a new modern form, which is really cool. That's the way it should be. 15 years ago, we were at the beginning of learning about natural motion. What also will help us going forward in the future is continuing that learning about natural motion, about the barefoot itself. That will come back to inform the shoe of the future.
Free represents a deeper dive from both a science and an art perspective that was a unique moment in time, but also paved the way for future design of natural performance products. I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible.